I'm Ms. Rodriguez, theater teacher at Boston Arts Academy.
All right, my name is Jean Adekoje, aka Mr. Adekoje.
I am Miss Jenna Lord. I am the set design teacher at the Boston Arts Academy.
Hi, my name is Maura Tai, and I am a theater teacher here at Boston Arts Academy.
For me, Romeo and Juliet will always be current because it's really about two groups of people that, for a very long period of time, because of something that had initially happened, are at odds with each other. And there being a moment where two people can break through that to find a human connection, and they come to a realization about the humanity between the two groups, but that back history forces events to a cruel end.
Lighting. I go right to the balcony scene, only because it's iconic, and it's about the moonlight, and it's about Romeo kind of watching her, and she's not seeing him, she's hearing him. So the lighting has to evoke romance and wonder and nighttime and love, and it's iconic. So yeah, the balcony scene. And also in the black box, how do you get those heights? Lighting could play a big role in that because we don't have a high ceiling, so we could create different levels with light.
And the scene that I would really, I think, have the most fun lighting like that is the big party scene in the play where Mercutio murders Tybalt. That would be exciting because you would have to create a balance of happy party lighting and then making sure the audience sees this murder and gets the proper emotion from that. So figuring out how to balance both happy and scary at the same time in one scene is exciting.
And because of that, the scene that really speaks to me is when Tybalt, I believe, dies at Romeo's hands, because during that, Romeo has a conversation really trying to explain to them, we need to stop all of this, it doesn't make any sense. You know, I'm not angry at your family anymore. And he's really trying to bring it into the future, but because of old hatreds, the same end ends up happening.
So there's a scene where Juliet wakes up from a coma, so to say, and she sees her lover dead, and she sees a poison, she sees everything, and the audience is like, oh my God, I hope she doesn't kill herself. He's gonna wake up, so it's all good, and then she kills herself. That scene is very tough. It's tough because it could be avoided, but it's also about love. It's about love of two teenagers who love themselves so much that they can't see themselves exist without the other. So in that scene, how do you light that? You can decide to light that in what we talked about earlier, the romantic way, and then switch it. It just slowly gets darker and darker and darker, because you tell the audience, we were in this happy spot, but I'm sorry guys, this is not going to go well. So you can indicate that and go darker and darker and darker, or you can do the opposite, and you're playing with people's emotions by keeping it light, even though you know that something really dark is about to happen, so that it's a complete shock when it occurs. It's like, I never saw that coming. So you can play with different lighting techniques.
I was doing a production of Romeo and Juliet in the black box at our space. I think I would choose to set it up in the round, which means that there is seating all along the outside of the space and the action takes place in the middle. I would do that because Shakespeare did not have a lot of scenery, and his plays are very physical, especially a play like Romeo and Juliet. There's a lot of fighting and a lot of things that if you can see it from all angles, it's a lot more interesting.
You have to be very creative in how you use this space. It's small, and we need to try to fit at least 90 seats in there. So it takes up like almost half sometimes. So you have to try to figure out the best way for the audience to experience the piece and then configure the black box based on
Since it's a small box, you can either have people on both sides, like a runway show, have both people, so you're seeing all the action in the middle as things are going back and forth, and it helps because there's a lot of fight scenes, a lot of groups coming in, there's a lot of dance, so you just have them coming in both ways. Or you can have it where we're all around them, so they are in the center and the seats are all around, and we're all looking at the actions, kind of like those old school Roman theater where we're all in there and you're seeing people get, people are actually getting killed at that time. But this is different in the sense that we're all just watching, and so you're giving the people a chance to root for them, and they're all around, so it's a different feeling that way. Or it's a 3/4, which is pretty traditional in that box, where you just have people sit on three sides and all the action is happening in one place. I like action happening everywhere, so kind of staging it where there's seats everywhere, so people can pop up here, pop up over there, and the whole place becomes the theater, becomes the play itself. So we are in the play.
But in terms of the lighting design, what a really good director will do is talk in terms of moods, talk in terms of images, talk in terms of metaphors to the designers, and then let them go and play and bring you back this amazing world. Do you know what I mean? And that for me is what the beauty is of the theater, right? You have the playwright and they have stuff, and then you have the actors and they have stuff, and then the director comes, and then you have all the different designers. So this whole thing just becomes bigger than the synergy of it, it just becomes bigger than any one person's concept. And that's what's awesome about it. And I know I just sound like a total theater geek just then, but that's why I love it.